Garrett, let's go to Charlotte, where I believe this one might have gone final. I had it at 51-10 as we hit
Believe so,
live
yeah.
here. Tennessee blows out North Carolina State. I think all of us had agreed that Tennessee was going to win this game outright, if not cover the spread, which was +8, I believe, depending on where you looked. But they blew NC State out. A lot of the praise and the credit will go to Nico and in that offense again. But, boy, the defense swarmed the Wolfpack. Grayson McCall had no time to do anything. He turns the ball over, I believe, 3 times in tonight's game. Tennessee looks like a very, very good football team.
Yeah, Tennessee, you can officially put the SEC on notice. They're dangerous. And after watching a couple of those SEC performances tonight, Tennessee has a very good inside track to possibly making it to Atlanta because they have an offense that can run with anybody right now. They are clicking on all cylinders. I know that last week we kind of said, like, okay, Tennessee, like, it looked really good. It looked really professional, right? It looked nice and crisp, but, who are they really playing? Well, they went up against a pretty solid defense in NC State and, blew them out of the water. And so, for my money, I think that Tennessee is probably going to be one of my new kind of top teams that I'm looking at in the SEC. I wasn't as high on them as a lot of people were in the preseason, but I certainly going to join that Tennessee bandwagon here towards the end of the season a little bit. I'm just kind of blown away by what Tennessee is able to do. It still doesn't feel real, right? Like, it still doesn't feel like Tennessee went out there and just whooped up on NC State like that, because I think a lot of times we were just kind of watching the game and it was like, okay, yeah, they're just kind of playing, they're just kind of going back and forth, and then you would look up and it's like, oh, another massive pass or like a huge bomb, or there's one where, like, I think it was towards the end to really put them up by a bunch where he hits a guy that's wide open in the middle of the field, and I was like, oh no, Wolfpack, what are we doing? just kind of very sad for the Wolfpack. And look, end of the day, like, this was just a huge win. Again, neutral field, but it was in the Carolinas, and so you kind of go to their place and take it to them. I was very, very impressed. And again, the box score, nothing's necessarily going to pop out to you. Nico with 211. Samson had a good day on the ground, 132. But outside of that, nothing necessarily shocking or mind-blowing. It was just everybody involved, everybody making plays, everything clicking on all cylinders. Tennessee's hot, man, and they're going to stay hot for a little while.
Yeah, to me, the more impressive thing, and the offense is going to be really good with Nico running the show. I think we can fully say that now. He passed a big test tonight with that 3-3-5 stack defense that gives a lot of quarterbacks troubles. But, man, the defense really stole the show for Tennessee for me tonight. It was a close game in the second quarter. NC State was driving, trying to make it 10-10. Then Will Brooks, the former walk-on safety, picks it off and takes it 85 yards to the house.
Yep.
And then from there, the route was on, right? It was the defense setting the tone. The offense fed off of the defense tonight. That is a great sign if you're a Tennessee fan, because quite frankly, that's what's been holding them back the last couple of years is secondary play, letting teams score a little bit too much where your offense can't build momentum all the time. So if the defense is going to play that way and help the offense to build momentum on itself, it's going to be game over for a lot of teams they play in the SEC this year.
Yeah, it feels very cyclical for Tennessee. The offense feeds on the defense, which then feeds on the offense. They're a very, very good football team. I mentioned this on the preview show because I had a feeling that there was potentially impending disaster for NC State. This was their biggest recruiting weekend, likely of the entire year. This was a home game for the Wolfpack. They had multiple blue chip recruits in attendance, and it wasn't as dramatic as Miami dousing Florida in the swamp. But I wonder if there's a little bit of a similar effect, right? Where Tennessee and NC State obviously share recruiting pipelines. They're in two different leagues, but they're still competing for the same kind of recruits. And the best playmakers in the Carolinas just watched Tennessee take it to the best team in the Carolinas, right? I mean, I know South Carolina had a heck of a showing today. North Carolina won, but I don't think any of us think that they're better than NC State, right? And so that was a statement game for Tennessee on multiple different fronts. I think the Vols are certainly going to attract a lot of eyeballs as we head into conference play because, boy, they're going to be hot.
gracious. How about